Hello, my name is Imani Murph, and I will be discussing our project titled Training Using Diminished Reality. This project is based off a current NASA project and is funded by the North Carolina Space Grant. A challenge to effective training is ensuring retention, promoting transfer of training, and maintaining performance when aid is unavailable. Our project seeks to leverage theories of learning and novel mixed reality technology to create training for safety-critical complex tasks. There are two theories of learning that are relevant to this project. The first is the concept of desirable difficulties. Practice conditions that promote high performance during acquisition can result in poor retention and lack of transfer. This phenomenon is known as the paradox of retention and transfer, and suggests that providing desirable difficulties is the key to designing training. Another relevant concept is a training method called emphasis change protocol. This utilizes directed attention to improve performance and learning by directing attention to a specific portion of a task rather than the whole task all at once. We hypothesize that the outside stressors during a complex task are desirable difficulties. It is important that people get used to working with distraction, and they should do this best when they have received scaffolded training that exposes them to distraction as they are trained, but not so much that it impairs learning. That said, we hypothesize that there is a level of distraction that, once exceeded, is no longer a desirable difficulty, but is an impediment to learning. One technological solution for how to create the best level of desirable difficulties during training is to utilize diminished reality. Diminished reality is similar to augmented reality. However, it uses computer technology to remove or de-emphasize objects and sounds in the environment. You can see an example of diminished reality in this picture. On the left, the woman with the blue gloves is working on a device. However, irrelevant alarms, conversations, and movement of people nearby are distracting her. The picture on the right shows how diminished reality can reduce these outside distractions. We believe that diminished reality can be used to create emphasis training by controlling distractions and therefore the amount of desirable difficulty during training. Participants will undergo 4 trials where they will assemble a medical ventilator. The first 2 trials will be acquisition trials, where participants experience varying levels of diminished reality and a condition that we are calling faded diminished reality, where distractions will be slowly introduced into the experimental task. 1 week later, participants will complete the same task under full distractions. They'll also complete a transfer task that is similar to the ventilator assembly and that requires participants to utilize the same concepts they've learned in the acquisition trials, as seen in the Venn diagram. We anticipate that the participants in the full diminished reality condition, with audio and visual distractions greatly diminished, will initially result in better performance during the 2 initial acquisition trials compared to the other conditions. However, faded diminished reality should result in the highest performance on the retention and near transfer task. Those in the no diminished reality condition with full volume and full visual distractions will have the lowest performance on all trials. The VR environment that participants will experience and the visual distractions are currently being developed. In this video, you will get a glimpse of what participants will see during the experimental task, such as the patient, the ventilator, the monitor with instructions, and the hallways where fellow crew members will float through. You will also hear the full auditory distractions that participants will experience.
Houston, we've got a master alarm associated with sector depressurization. We've got main bus C dropping. Energy generation from solar array 3 is reading low. We've got 0.4 kilowatt hours.
Did you say main bus C undervolt?
Houston, we have a main bus C undervolt. It's reading 25 and a quarter.
Okay, stand by, 15. We're looking at it.
With this study, we hope to provide guidelines on how to use diminished reality for training and a virtual reality prototype that can be used to train astronauts on safety-critical tasks that require long-term retention and transfer of relevant skills. With that, I'd like to thank the North Carolina Space Grant, NASA, and the LACE Lab at North Carolina State University.